Hello, and thank you for deciding to watch this video. For those who are enrolled into Cluster 1 under the Diploma of Leadership and Management of Sonic Health Plus, this is going to be a very useful video for you because you're going to learn how to complete a SWOT analysis. And this is about a tool that a lot of people have used over the years. It guides you on your thought process as you reflect on your own development needs, okay? And you can use this tool for personal self-assessment, or you can even use it with your team. It all depends on the need, okay, and the timing as well. But as you use this tool over and over again, you'll find that you'll actually naturally just use the template, which is now going to be embedded in your head. And it's a very, very useful tool in leadership and management. So I'm now going to show you what the template looks like. Just allow me to share my screen. Okay, so let's get into the template itself. Okay, so I actually got this template from Mind Tools. It's a very good website, and you can have a lot of, information that could help you learn on how to become more, emotionally intelligent, even in leadership and management, so on and so forth. So there are a lot of things that you can get out of this website. But one of the things that I really love is their SWOT analysis worksheet. So on this worksheet, let me just show you, how it looks like as a whole. You can see that there are 4 different boxes. Now let's look into every single box and see what this template wants us to do, okay? So it wants us to think about our own personal strengths, okay? And weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This box is all about what you think you do well. So it's actually saying you do. So what are you currently doing well? What resources can you draw on? So resources meaning availability of time, your environment, the people around you. So what are your strengths in terms of the abundance of supplies and resources that you have that you can use? And it's also asking you, how do others see you? And what strengths do they think you have? Have they given you feedback? Okay, so let's say, for example, for the purpose of this exercise, I'm thinking I want to self-reflect. Okay, as a leader and manager of my undertakings, as they call it, I find myself doing a lot of negotiations lately. And I kind of want to think about and assess my own level of negotiation skills. Am I confident with it? Obviously not, because it's making me think. Okay, so I kind of think that I can do better, with my negotiation skills. So I'm going to stick to that, and I'm going to choose that skill. Now, what is negotiation really? I mean, what does it take for you to negotiate really well? What does it take for you to become a strong negotiator? I'm pretty sure it's a mix of a lot of different sub skills. All right. So what I did was I actually researched and found an image that represents what I think negotiation skills would compose of. So let me just show you what I've found. Okay. So I found this image, and I thought, yep, definitely that's it. To be able to negotiate really well, you have to have very good listening skills. Because if you listen really well, there are lesser chances of you of miscommunicating or not being able to get the message accurately that the other party is trying to tell you. And yeah, and you miss opportunities. Analytical skills will be another one, definitely, because as you're negotiating, you're getting all these messages and you're trying to constantly analyze and think about your next step. So you analyze what the situation is, analyze the response of the other party, analyze what your options are to respond to that, and what would be the best outcome moving forward. So, yep, analytical skills, extremely important thing. Professional and control your emotions. Emotional regulation is extremely important. I agree. The last thing you want to be is to show that you are not confident, or you're getting angry and frustrated, or getting annoyed, showing all these different emotions and expressing them to the other party. And it just doesn't look to be very professional, you know, and the control of emotions is extremely important. It earns you respect from other people, and it keeps the peace within the meeting. Yep, definitely. Emotional regulation is an important subskill of negotiation skills. Communication, of course, there you go. How can you negotiate without communicating? Patience and respect are attributes, definitely, and values. Problem-solving skills, yes, I agree. Persuasive skills is another thing, you know. So I'm going to try to choose one that I think I would like to really think about or reflect on. I know that listening is one thing that I would say is not my best skill. And I say that because I find myself easily distracted, not just by things around me, if placed in an environment that is unsuitable for a private meeting, but also distracted with my own thoughts. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to go back to that template. So what I do is I do view side by side, and I'm going to go to my worksheet. Okay, so I can still see that and know where I'm at. So this template wants me to write down my strengths. I'm going to say, I'm not saying that I'm very poor in listening, but I'm also very good at observing other people's behavior. So I think my strength is I do listen, but I think I would say, to be very specific, observing other people's behavior is a strength for me. Very observant, and also not just observing, and interpreting other people's body language would be the right way to say it. Okay, and then, as I've mentioned a while ago, my weakness is listening consistently, not getting easily distracted. That's a weakness of mine. Okay, so far, I've just written down one strength and one weakness. Now, when I go to this threats, okay, so this box, I've mentioned something about the strength, and weakness is self-explanatory. So I'm going to go to the threats. Now, threat is about, if I didn't do anything with my weakness, what potential harm could happen to me? You know, so if I'm not listening consistently and I'm not getting all the messages that I'm meant to get to be able to negotiate my way to get the best outcome of negotiation meetings, there it is. So if I'm not listening accurately and consistently, I might miss opportunities. I not get not getting the best outcome. What else? If I don't listen, make mistakes. So you see, it is very easy to kind of go, okay, I want to be able to negotiate really well. What are the sub skills? And you try to read through them, what's required. I'm actually good at that. So I'm going to write that down here. I'm actually very weak on that, or slightly weak, or I need to improve on that. I'm going to put that as my weakness. And then I think, okay, if I don't do anything with my weakness and develop on that, and work on that, what sort of harm could come to me or even to other people, right? So I write those down. And then I think about the opportunities. So opportunities is about when we think about the weakness or the area of gap. Okay, so I think about not being able to listen consistently. How can I improve on that? What can I do to develop on that skill? Okay, so what opportunities do I have? Oh, I have, I could listen or attend webinars to get, to get tips, to learn more about managing distractions, because that's what gets me out of listening. What else can I do? Oh, planning. So if I plan better, like where should I set the meeting? How much time do we have to be able to have this negotiation meeting, so I don't rush and I'm not distracted by my own impatience. So I think planning better, and to ensure that the meeting takes place in a conducive environment. There is sufficient time for the meeting. And what else do I need to plan? And prepare an agenda and notes. Okay, what else? Oh, if I'm not listening consistently and aware of that weakness, then I must have some strategies while the meeting is going on. So in case I'm feeling I'm not getting the right message, I think I should ask more questions. Okay. Or summarize to check understanding. So I can do more of that. So I think I can practice, strategies that would allow me to check and confirm messages. Okay, so there you go. I've written down, I've already filled out the 4 boxes, and it just took for me to know, what am I really looking at, and what skill is this, and to get that skill, what do I need to do? And which areas of it am I strong at, which areas of it am I weak on or need improvement on? If I don't do anything about it, what could happen to me? And now I'm ready to do something about it. So I must think of my options to become better, so lessons, courses, webinars, research, or even coaching, mentoring, or practice. So that's pretty much it. So if we look at my SWOT so far, I've written down strengths, weaknesses, I've written down opportunities and threats, and it's filling up really fast. I could go on and on and on, and just by just one skill. So that in itself is a SWOT analysis. If you can look at that, if I say, okay, I've got enough opportunities here, and I think I might have just probably I want to dedicate 3 months of my time just working on my listening skill, then there you go. It's done something for you. What's done something for you is to break things down. And so what you want to focus on, and it allows you to create milestones instead of looking at it on a much wider, bigger scale. And sometimes when the goal is too far, or if it's too wide, there's a tendency for you to get frustrated easily, to get disappointed, to feel that you failed, and you just give up and you don't develop the skills that you need because it's just too big. So to break it down in little milestones or pit stops, it allows you to work on them and just get that particular focus going, you know. So that's the magnificent SWOT analysis template. I hope that you've learned something out of this, out of watching this video, and try to practice. You know, go to Mind Tools, search SWOT analysis worksheet, and do some practice. You know, all you need to do is just really do a little bit of research and probably about 20 minutes of your time. Do this as regularly as you can, you know, and create a plan to develop on those skills. You know, a very good level of self-awareness creates, you know, that sense of empowerment that you have when you're a leader and manager, because when you're self-aware, you can already plan on how you can work on yourself. And you're very honest about what your limitations are like and what your capabilities are like. If you're not aware, it's very hard to actually move forward. When your team members see that you are not self-aware, they have a tendency to not open themselves up to you. You know, being very self-aware allows you to become more open and more comfortable about yourself, because self-awareness brings to development. Okay, it leads you to development. And when you're working on something, though you know you lack something, but you know you're working on it, it just gives you that sense of peace, you know, that sense of calmness. And your team members will feel that from you. So when you are actually saying, okay, now I'm really self-aware, I kind of figured out what's wrong with me, I'm doing something about it, what about you? And you have that conversation. And being able to share that sense of vulnerability to your team members, it makes them feel that you are genuine. It allows them to bond with you. It increases your trustworthiness, you know, and their level of comfort to be able to open up to you about their own SWOT, okay, would allow you to get in and help them develop on their own skills as well. So yeah, it does open a lot of doors, and it's a simple template. It's SWOT, you know, but it does do a lot of good as a leader and manager. So thank you for listening, and I hope that when you get to that part, when you're completing your template, that this will guide you. You can review this when you get to that part. Thanks so much.